Wanted to get into an RPG, but don't know where to start? Let's run through some pre-made content and see if it sounds right for you. Council of Thieves is the 5th adventure path made for the Pathfinder system. It's a 1st edition adventure that spans from level 1 to level 13, using the medium experience track over 6 acts. Council of Thieves is the first ever adventure path made for the Pathfinder role-playing game. In the former capital of Chiliax, West Crown, the people suffer as the prestige of the city wanes due to the aftermath of the Civil War, and due to vicious bandits, brutal hell knights, and mysterious creatures roaming the streets. A crew is assembled to fight back and return West Crown to its former glory. Council of Thieves cribs a lot from Curse of the Crimson Throne, as it's set almost entirely within one city, with a lot of Chelish influence, but where it differs from Curse is, unfortunately, the quality of the narrative and the options provided to the players. Council of Thieves does not have much of a sandbox going on, and while it can be introduced, there isn't as much support for it as Curse of the Crimson Throne had. Every environment so far did have variety, and West Crown continues that with a true Chelish city, an empire where devil worship is the norm and basically every human descends from a slave-owning noble house. West Crown has fallen into disgrace, and there isn't much of an authoritarian presence besides an antagonistic one, so characters can feel like they're fighting against an unjust system for a little. Well, that is how it starts. Council of Thieves falls into fighting devils and other monsters, and forgets any freedom fighting pretty quickly. The act focuses are being recruited as rebels to fight against Hell Knights and a local bandit gang, infiltrating the nobility by posing as actors and taking part in a deadly play, searching for clues around the city in a race against undead and vampires, battling devils in a dungeon to stop an evil plan, heading out of the city to gather assistance to fight the Council of Thieves and dealing with Fae, and returning to West Crown to curry favour with the nobility and Hell Knights during an active devil attack to save and free the city once and for all. This adventure is full of memorable set pieces, the play in Act 2, the race in Act 3, even the weird political stuff in Act 6. Council of Thieves really does vary it up. This is one of the better adventures for role-playing character stories. Plenty of the adventure is based in dialogue and investigation, and plenty of the combat can be bypassed if your players are of that nature. The overarching plot is pretty poor. You start as revolutionaries and keep going off on tangents before fighting the final villains, who just kind of show up with little fanfare. Quality of each act aside, they really don't fit together well. The combat and pacing are slow. It can be a while between significant events, and a lot of the encounters are just fights with groups of enemies in a room. This is subjective, but with the addition of long dungeons, this adventure can drag. While this will be a common suggestion with a lot of adventure paths, read all 6 acts and seed the final villains early. Having them more involved in the process, and less randomly appearing, will help build up a bit of disdain between the players and them. Some game masters have suggested rearranging books 4 and 5. It feels a little weird to have a devil attack start in earnest, and then stop that, leave, and come back to a different devil uprising. Sliding events around can make the pace feel a little bit less shaky. Council of Thieves struggles to stand out from its contemporaries, and doesn't do anything amazingly, but it has a few set pieces and a setting worth investigating, so I'm giving it a 5 out of 10.